Hey, Shalom. I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, salutation, and blessings to the elect who firmly believe in Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Now I'm going to entitle this lesson, My People Are Destroyed for Lack of Knowledge. And it's plain as day, simple. Jake is caught up in themselves. Right? And when Jake gets caught up in themselves, they're distracted on pleasing anybody else. And we know as men of the Lord, as servants of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, that we ought to please the Heavenly Father and His Son. You know, and by way of doing that is to know and understand what they look for. You know, what pleases them. In order to do that, you got to read the scriptures. You know, you got to read the scriptures. You got to listen to the prophets and read the scriptures. And that's two things what allocate to our people being destroyed for the lack of knowledge. So let's get right into it. This is Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. It says, My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. You know, and we see this happening on a weekly basis, you know, daily basis when brothers put up videos. We got scoffers and scorners. We got scoffers and scorners hating the things in which we say and teach, when in actuality they're hating what the Heavenly Father is saying and teaching by way of His Son. Not only that, they choose to hit the dislike button. They choose to walk past the camp. They continue to question us, debate us, curse at us, call the police on us. So they have rejected the knowledge. So when the time comes, the Lord is going to reject them. It says that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power. I will also forget thy children. That's right. So the Lord's going to forget you and your children. You know, you got Jake. You know, the child get hit by a car, the child get hit by a stray, or the child ends up getting sick, get bent up in the hospital, and let's say they pass on. Well, the Lord forgot you and your children. You know, people don't take this as a grave thing when they denying and rejecting the Lord. You know, the Lord said it here, clear as day. The Lord said what He was going to do. The Lord said what He was going to do for rejecting His knowledge. We are just the grateful ones that are taking heed, man, and is doing what the Lord required us to do. It's the book of Zechariah, chapter 7, verse 11. It says, but they refused to hearken and pulled away the shoulder and stopped their ears that they should not hear. You know how you try to get somebody's attention by pulling their shoulder and they're like, get off me. I ain't trying to hear that right now. Get off me. I'm about to go do this. Well, that's what Jake is doing every time we teaching the word to him, or trying to get them to hearken unto the words of the Lord. They don't want to hear it because their deeds are evil. The only time you don't want to hear something is because you want to keep relishing in the evilness in which ye do. It says, verse 12, yeah, they made their hearts as in adamant stone, they're hard-headed. It says, least they should hear the law and the words which the Lord of hosts have sent in His spirit by the former prophets. Therefore came a great wrath from the Lord of hosts. That's why the wrath is coming. You know, and the wrath to come is Jacob's trouble. The season to come is where you can't eat. The season to come is where you can't drink. The season to come is where your woman is getting raped by a UN trooper. You know, beasts running around here crazy, tearing people up. Beasts newly created, tearing people up. Pestilences running wild, worse than the C-19. Times are going to get crazy. And that's going to be the Lord's great wrath. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to cheer the Lord on and praying for mercy in that day. It says 13, therefore it came to pass that as the cry, and they would not hear, so they cried, and I would not hear, save the Lord of hosts. That's right. So the Lord's not going to hear all your whining and complaining in that day. The Lord ain't going to be willing to hear it, man. I personally been out there on the highways and byways for the past 11 years. I myself. How much more the apostles? How much more the elders? How much more the brothers that came before me? That's a long mercy road. Hell of a long mercy road, man. So that's why the Lord is not going to pull back when the goings get tough out here. Proverbs 1:20, wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse. In the openings of the gates in the city she uttereth her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And we say that. How many times you going to be wooed by the NBA, the NFL, sports, drugs, and entertainment? How often? How often you going to be wooed by getting high? How long are you going to continue to be simple, doing everything adverse to the Holy Scriptures? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. And fools hate knowledge. They showcase how they hate knowledge. They showcase it. It says, turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. That's right. And the Lord is making his words known unto Israel by what? Putting his prophets out there on the highways and byways. That's how the Lord is doing it. By pushing his word out there on the highways and byways. It says, because I have called and you refuse. I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught all my counsel and would none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. That's right. The Lord's going to mock when your fear cometh, man. The Lord's going to mock when your fear comes. And the Lord knows how to scare a nigga and a bitch. Trust and believe. The Lord knows how to scare a nigga and a bitch. So we're approaching that time to where the Heavenly Father's going to do his big one too, man. And we can't wait, because that just brings us that much more close to our salvation. That much more close to our salvation. It says, when your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For that they hated knowledge, and did not choose the fear of Yahweh. That's right. They didn't choose the fear of Yahweh. They chose to fear man. They chose to fear their woman. They chose to fear their kids. They chose to serve themselves. But didn't know the gravity and the fear that Yahweh could really bring into your life. Hey, look, you don't serve the Lord will cause everything in the life that you love to crumble. That's the outlook you got to have on it. They were none of my counsel. They despised all my reproof, which is correction. It is the Lord's trying to get you on the straight and narrow for you to receive salvation. Yet you want to get destroyed by a missile. So, all right. Like that term, you made your bed, now lay in it. People have fun making a bed, but when it's time to lay in that motherfucker, it's a different story. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way, and be filled with their own devices. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. But whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely, and shall be quiet from fear of evil. That's right. That's right. But whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely, and shall be quiet from fear of evil. And that's why we of the hopeful elect chose. That's why we of the hopeful elect chose to listen to the Lord, because we understand through him is where we eat, through him is where we drink, through him is where we're protected, through him is where we receive salvation. So to the best of our abilities, we're doing what the Heavenly Father requires us to do, man. And that's it. It's simple. It's plain. It's easy to understand. The Lord sent the prophets rising up B times, to push this word. In fact, let me get that and close out. 2 Chronicles 36. It says, and the Lord power of their fathers sent to them by his messengers, rising up betimes and sending, because he had compassion on his people and on his dwelling place. That's right. The Lord had compassion on his people and on his dwelling place. The Lord sending us out there is compassion, man. And you shitting on the compassion? It says, but they mocked the messengers of Yahweh and despised his words. That's right. They despised the words of the Heavenly Father. They despise the words of the Heavenly Father. By the way they look, by the things they say. Right? Can you imagine having a son and he just is despising everything that you saying, trying to get him on the straight and narrow? To get him to be the best version of himself? And he's cursing you out? He's ready to call Dyfus on you for you correcting him? How you gonna feel towards that child? You ready to get that child away, man. It says, but they mocked the messengers of the Heavenly Father and despised his words and misused his prophets until the wrath of Yahweh arose against his people, till there was no remedy. That's right, until there was no remedy. So that's what's coming, man. And we can't wait, man. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. You know, because these people need to get shaken up. You know, COVID or whatever, C-19, that was a walk in the park to what's about to happen. You know, and it's time for the world to get shaken up again. So, you know, our people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. And the only way you're going to find the truth is paying attention to Great Millstone. That's it. That's where the truth is at, Great Millstone. So with that, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, salutation, and blessings to the elect. Shalom.